Hello again, and welcome to another audio-visual presentation of Chuck's Common Sense. It is Monday, July 16, 2018, and I will preface this by saying that no one circles the wagon like Donald Trump's supporters. I will give you that much. Earlier today, the president appeared alongside Russian President Vladimir Putin in Helsinki, Finland, after the two held a closed-door conference. I'm not going to go ahead and rehash all the details of the allegations against the president, particularly those levied by the so-called resistance, who think that everything he touches turns to crap. I'm not going to go ahead and do that, but at this point, most fair-minded folks know that the mantra of the far left is that the president somehow conspired with the Russians to steal the election. I still think that is horse squeeze, just given the fact that there's really, given the decentralized nature of our voting system here, there is really no way that can happen. That having been said, the president today, given the time that this occurred, the setting in which this occurred, was presented with a spectacular opportunity to shoot holes in those theories, and he absolutely blew it. I'm going to go ahead and put up on the screen here a picture of the president's statement today. I'll give you a few seconds to read it here. It's interesting in that it goes to the Trump narrative, or at least Trump is very good at deflection and talking extemporaneously, saying a lot and saying very little. In that respect, he's like any other politician, but he has a tendency to just really go off script and talk about everything else but the issue at hand. The issue at hand, of course, being the possibility of Russian interference. He immediately goes to Hillary Clinton's emails, the DNC server that was allegedly hacked, and everything else. The really damning part of all this, quite frankly, was what came after these, I don't want to call them prepared remarks, because I don't think he does prepared remarks very well. The really damning part to me came afterwards when a reporter asked if Russia was to blame for hacking or attempting to hack the American elections. The president said, "We're all to blame. We all share blame." No, we do not. A crime victim does not share the blame with the crime perpetrator. Now, you can argue that our cybersecurity apparatus was lax. You can argue that it was the threat of Russians was ignored. Certainly, the previous president made no secret of his lack of misgivings about Russian interference. You'll recall President Obama at the time chided his opponent in the 2012 presidential race, Mitt Romney, about seeing Russia as our number one geopolitical foe. Again, you can say that the former president dismissed the threat in a bad way. That's fine. But you can't say we're to blame for this. No more than a robbery victim is to blame when they leave their door unlocked for someone to come in. Yeah, it's not a smart move, but ultimately the blame falls upon the robber. Russia has undoubtedly interfered with our election process. Now, the degree to which that has happened is still very much up for debate. It appears to me, and again, we're getting more information all the time, and we will continue to, but right now it appears to me that their interference has been limited to hacking into DNC servers, doing some phishing campaigns, much like the phishing campaigns that, John Doe and Jane Doe have been submitted to over years. And it seems to be, at this point, to be more of a campaign of mischief. Even in the latest indictments that have been announced, there is the claim by federal prosecutors that not one vote has been changed as a result of all this. And that makes sense to me. I mean, God knows if you're, all in for Hillary Clinton, a damn Pepe the Frog meme is not going to change your mind. Trust me. If you're all in for Trump, any memes or Facebook ads that are purchased by Russian operatives is not going to enhance your support of Trump. Your mind's made up. Again, I don't want to hear any crap about any of these Russian operatives changing votes. They did not. We know that. Okay? Let's go ahead and cut the crap on that right now. 21 U.S. intelligence agencies, though, apparently agree that Russian operatives did hack U.S. election apparatus, including the DNC server. And Trump says we're all to blame. If Trump wanted to use today as an opportunity to shoot holes in the narrative that he is Putin's puppet, then he freaking blew it. He could have said about 10 million other things that would have indicated a concern about Russian interference in U.S. elections without using that tired excuse, well, there's blame to go around. I understand all that, but equivocating Russian involvement by claiming that both sides are to blame strikes me as something that the former president, Barack Obama, would have said about police violence. As a matter of fact, he did. He said exactly that when he spoke about the murders of the 5 police officers in Dallas, saying that we all shared some sort of blame for this reaction. Excuse me for just a second. You can support Trump. You can like what he has done. You can be absolutely giddy over the fact that he beat Hillary Clinton. I guess I am. I had no desire to see Clinton as president. You can point out that our previous president's foreign policy was feckless, cowardly, and all that. But at the same time, you have to call out Trump for essentially taking the side of a flippin' dictator over our own intelligence community. Again, he was presented today a golden opportunity to disabuse these notions, and he absolutely blew it. If you usually like what I have to say, you probably do not because boy howdy, I put this out on Facebook and you would have thought I was the spawn of Satan. If you cannot look soberly at the facts here, if you cannot look at today and say, I love Trump, I like what he's done, etc., but he could have handled this a lot better. If you are incapable of saying that, then you're part of the problem. I'm going to call balls and strikes. I'm going to drink beer. I'm going to think. I'm going to do what I do, irrespective of what a politician says. I don't support politicians. I don't support people. I support ideas and ideals. And today, Donald Trump, our president, fell well short of those ideals. If you don't like that, hang around. I'll probably say something else that you don't like soon enough. You've been watching and listening to Chuck's Common Sense. Have a great day.